yeah, I guess probably a lot of those ideas in Dostoevsky probably prefigured Jung and the idea of the shadow and those things that came up, but he was dealing with them in story terms rather than in analysis as much. But, you know, Jung was very interested in archetypes and stories and myths and those things, and so they end up overlapping very strongly. This person hates Jung so much he can't even stand it. No, it's fine. I'm a strict Freudian. I will see you later. So, mandalas, all of that stuff, the unconscious. Oh, give me a break. So, yeah, so there, but yeah, I know very little, and that's one of the things I know little. It's another thing I know very little about. We'd have no other.
Guys, come on out. It's a question for all of us.
I give you Eddie Murphy.
Well, she said twice. That was
okay. It's like 9.
The question was, how do you get yourself in the mindset to play a role that's so different from what you usually play, and also to play yourself twice in a movie?
Well, these are two characters that really can't exist on their own, which gets actually at, speaks to like the Jungian shadow philosophy, which is that like these characters can't really exist on their own. Simon is too self-defeating and meek to kind of live in any kind of sustainable way, and James as well he has no conscience. He's dangerous to himself. So it was helpful to think about it in that way, not because it's helpful to think about something in like an academic or philosophical way when you're trying to have like a visceral experience, but it's helpful to think about it in that way because you realize that these characters don't have to be fully fledged people. They can kind of be emotionally kind of ideas, you know. So Simon can be kind of like a baby who, you know, you take his toy and he cries and apologizes and he thinks it was his fault. And James is the guy that takes the toy and doesn't feel anything for it. So they're both infantile in that way. And they're both kind of driven by an emotion, like kind of a very specific emotion. James is to take because he doesn't realize what he's doing and he's egoless. And Simon to apologize because he thinks, he blames himself for everything, which is what kids do if you're prone to that psychology.
Over here. Yeah. The question was if you had any challenges on your second movie versus your first movie that you weren't expecting.
I mean, they're very different technically in that, for example, Submarine was all natural light pretty much and outside, and this was no natural light and all at night and mainly inside in an abandoned Wokingham business centre. So just staying awake was a big one. Also, I was missing the Jubilee, which was just on a personal level. I just felt bad I wasn't there for her. Which I didn't have to deal with on the first one. But really the problems